There we go. I can only apologise, guys, for that. But we should be good to go from here on out. So, as mentioned, different dimension going to be on the blue team. Instant Esports going to be on the red. We've already got some pretty heavy actions up in the top side of things. But we also have things breaking out down the bottom. Chopstick is getting taken down very, very low. Both teams are very aggressively early.
And well, with Chopstick already having trouble in the bottom side, it's all about Forgiven's illusion. We know how unforgiving Lucian can be in the early game. So if you can just control this lane, then you already
Wow, that one caught us both off guard, I think. A really nice play there. We thought that perhaps we didn't really get a chance to mention this, but Vladimir usually very safe in the mid lane, falling victim to that early gank, and the first blood falls to Instinct Esports.
With Instinct Esports already getting the first blood onto Vladimir, we did talk about in the big and band phase how Bowers and the Katarina classics and stuff like that can shut down Vladimir so early on, and well, with Vladimir having trouble already here from the get-go, just means that, well, different dimensions, they are already starting to be in a bit of a pickle.
Yep, not the place you want to be against that hyper effective mid lane Katarina. Once she gets rolling around the map, there is nothing that can stand in her way. Honestly, looking at the looking at what we've got available here, there doesn't seem to be an enormous amount of crowd control coming in from different dimensions to be able to shut down the Katarina. Usually the traditional method of dealing with her power.
Well, for now, with that first drake being a mountain drake as well, it's all going to be about whether or not one of the teams can get that mountain drake. Mountain drake is so incredibly useful for either team, especially if you can get it onto someone as different dimension, because of Lucian being so good at taking down dragons, taking down towers with the help of his light slingers.
Well, it's certainly true. Let's take a quick look through what items have come through. Destiny and at least Stefan are going to vary. We are seeing a double draw entering coming into the top lane. We thought we might have seen the end off with the recent nerfs. But making its return once again, double longsword coming from Sacra though. A pretty strong statement about how aggressive things are going to get up top side.
Well, that is the power of the Kled pick. He can dominate his lane early on, and if he gets just a little bit of AD to work with, then he will be able to deal so much damage. And on top of that, he has Scald, so he's never going to be in too much trouble in terms of taking damage. So having that extra health alongside the AD means that his trading power will be so strong. And again, it's all about just trying to get leads everywhere here against different dimensions.
Yeah, please, guys in chat, we do appreciate your support during our little bit of growth spurts getting started out here. Please do let us know if the sound isn't quite as it should be, and we'll make sure to get that changed as soon as possible. As you might have just seen on the screen, we've turned down the game sounds a little bit to try and make sure you have a more pleasurable listening experience. If our mics are not balanced, then please do tell us. If one of us or the other is too loud or too quiet, and please do indicate which one, otherwise I'll end up getting confused and raising the volume on the wrong person.
That is not something that we would like to see happen right here, Counterfeit. Also, Counterfeit, I need you to share your screen with me on Skype, because apparently it disappeared and I'm a little bit blind as well.
Oh, that's an odd thing. I definitely am doing so, but it might have gone a bit strange, so let's get that set up again. Apologies, guys. Yes, bud, you did a pretty good job at this point of faking it. Do let me know if that's all up and working again. Once we work through these technical hiccups to start with, then we should be good for the rest of the day. And we can only ask your patience, but there's no patience up in the top lane as DT, different dimension, pick up their very first kill as well, going across onto Destiny on that Rex side. Stefan's quickly there to cover the turret, but a nice response from Dimension. Oh, wait a second. We're seeing again in the mid lane. Ashcrow down now very low. It's a second kill across the Golem Picha. Golem Pichaga. That's a tricky name to say. But wow, 2 kills on the Katarina. We've not even hit the 10-minute mark.
This game is already being so chaotic again. Well, you don't usually see a Kled die in the top side, but with Destiny going up there and WarriorLady having help from the double Gorge Blade means that, well, they are able to pick up a kill onto the Kled, who is now behind in terms of both kill and in terms of CS.
Not the position you want to be in, and we have got a Dark Seal for Golem Pachaga as well. So going to make it even worse for a different dimension. We'll find out how well Golem's going to be able to roam for that mid lane, or at least what kind of strategy he's going to go for. Do you think we'll see Instinct try and apply that capture pressure around the map, or try and pressure down that mid lane turret?
They will have to try and apply it around the map. Keep in mind, oh, in the top side.
Wait a second, Sakri taking a lot of tower damage will be forced off his mount for the time being, but honestly, with DD WarriorLady not being able to follow up too much further, the damage is going to be fairly minimal.
Though, as I was saying, with Golem Pachaga being so far ahead already on the Katarina, having the magic penetration boots and the first component of that Hextech gunplate, they will look to try and snowball the advantage as much as possible. Keep in mind, with Stefan playing a K6, then having a mid laner who is so good at skirmishes, who is so good at bursting down people alongside K6, it's going to be fairly easy for them to just make plays around the map, try and kill, let's say, Forgiven, the one who placed third last year at Worlds, that Superstar.
Yeah, it does feel like there's a lot of expectation on Forgiven. So far doing pretty well, picking up a pretty large CS advantage over Chopstick down in that bottom side. But we're going to see if that's going to pay off. So far for Golem, it's been paying off pretty darn well. Ashcrow still trading now that Spectre's Cowl to be able to shrug off some of Golem Pachaga's damage. But honestly, I don't know if Ashcrow can afford to be anywhere near Golem right now.
No, he can't. He's already so far behind. Oh, wait, he's going in again.
Wow, Ashcrow again getting done through, but there's no Ignite this time round from Golem to finish off the job. What a great start to our first match, but there's the catch onto Lion, getting caught up, manages to dash away, flashes away. We've got Destiny coming as well. Tasteless is going to have to back off. A 3-3 the bottom lane doesn't turn into anything, but Golem is making their way down, looking for a chance to make a play, but no, not this time.
Currently in this game, we're seeing so many different aspects.
Oh, wait a second. Ashcrow's being forced away from the turret. Has dropped down the ultimate. Will we see a flash in? We're going to see a preemptive flash from Golem Pachaga, respecting Ashcrow's damage, despite them being 0-2-0 in this game.
Golem Pachaga has to respect the damage coming in from Ashcrow as well. Despite Ashcrow being down 2 kills and a bit of CS, there is still a lot of sustained damage on that Vladimir, so Golem Pachaga has to keep that in mind and cannot go in time and time again to fight against Ashcrow, because you don't have your Ignite, and your Ignite is essential to pick up a kill onto the Vladimir.
Keep an eye on the top lane. Destiny is coming to try and assist DD WarriorLady. Nice explosive cast sending Sakura to mostly towards the turret, I'm afraid, but we do see a flash. Knockup coming in. We see more aggression. Sakura going down very low. We've got the buff burning. Will we see the kill? Destiny makes it happen again for a different dimension up in that top side. Now 2-0-0. All the kills for different dimensions so far.
I love the new Rex style. I think it's so incredible fun to watch. The way that she just buries under the ground, jumps up and hits an opponent is a very fun ability to watch, but nonetheless getting a kill with it is also good for a different dimension. And now it's 2-2. All of the eggs going into the basket of 2 players, Destiny and Golem Pachaga. Now we just have to see who will make the biggest impact of, as of now, Golem Pachaga haven't really been able to find anything on the map.
We have seen Golem making the beginnings of an attempt. Oh, wait a second. We've got this route coming through, but teleport being channeled by different dimension as a response. It's going to get cancelled out. Though we're going to have a teleport being channeled in this time by Instinct. It is going to be finalized. So we give him how to try and get away. He's going to... No! That final shot means he's going to get caught by Sakura, deploying the charge to bring the rest of Instinct to bear. 4v2 means another kill goes through for Instinct in the bottom lane. And maybe a turret too.
A bit of a weird decision there from different dimension, going in after your top laner used their teleport. WarriorLady decided to stop the teleport, so that means that you have to back off. Forgiven, a line cannot keep going, and now you lost the first blood tower. You will most likely also lose the mountain drake. So on top of that one kill going into the favor of Instinct Esports, different dimension, they lose a lot.
It almost felt like the decision was suddenly made by different dimension. Hold on a second, we're not going to fight. We're going to try and take the top turret instead. But that message did not filter through to the rest of the team. But honestly, a really surprising situation. We have got a situation developing in the middle lane. Though Ashko going down very low, dropping down the ultimate. Golem's going to back off because Steph and Tasteless are there to try and cause some troubles. Ashko's going to get a little help from Honeybrute. He's going to have to fight the Rift Scuttler for it as well. But does get out this time round despite the enormous disadvantage. Ashko going into a lot of trouble. The knockup comes through, but a little help from the Prince Line getting the knockup. Golem Pijaga now doesn't have the flash to be able to get away from Ashko. Will we see a revenge kill coming through? We see it happen. Ashko finally gets one on the board with a little help from their friends.
Ashko, as you said, getting the his first kill on the board. Now Vladimir is finding back, and a lot of the pieces of the puzzle is falling into place for different dimension. Getting a lot of CS onto Forgiven. Ashko finally getting back into the game now, even in CS, and having one kill. Everything is, as I said, falling into place for different dimensions. Forgiven going very far here.
Yeah, well, that will be the second tower for different dimension coming in, both top and bottom taken away. As you mentioned before, the Mountain Drake was picked up by Instinct on the back of this one, so they've kind of gotten what they wanted for the time being. But we will see recalls coming out in the bottom lane for different dimension, rather, almost getting caught by Instinct, but not quite.
So, looking forward in this game, taking a look at what will happen most likely, we have to keep in mind that the Rift Herald has been picked up by Destiny. So with you getting that Blade to Ruin King onto Forgiven, as you can see right now on your minimap, everybody's moving into the mid lane, and that is just because Ashko is about to push the mid lane. You will then use your Rift Herald in the mid lane, and then you can take down the last outer turret to open up the map, utilize this strong lead you have on Forgiven, and start to end the game.
Yeah, we did it. We have got the Rift Herald taking it to the field for different dimension. Means we're most likely going to be seeing a third tower coming through as they make the offensive move right at the time the Rift Herald comes live. We get the ultimate drop down from Vladimir. We're seeing very offensive movements from Ashko. Apologies for that. And we're just going to have to move a little bit further forward. The Rift Herald doing work again on that turret. Keep an eye out at the top as well, because we still brawling in the jungle. We have got a near miss. No, Destiny is going to get taken down. But all the while, the Rift Herald is going to take another charge at the inhibitor turret. Damage based off remaining health, so not going to make as much impact as the first time round.
One kill for 2 towers. Such a good trade right here for different dimension. To be honest, getting those 2 towers in the mid lane means that you open up the map so much. As of now, different dimension, they have a goal lead of 2,500. It's not that big, but considering where the goal lead is, and most of it is Unforgiven, it's a good pick to get it onto, because Lucian as a pick himself is so strong in the mid game, and now that you've gone for a very mid game spike oriented build with the Blade of the Ruin King, most likely into rapid fire cannon or a Phantom Dancer, great engagement.
Different dimension going once more, getting the knockups coming through. Destiny again the one to take the kill. We have got Target on the backside trying to force through the damage, but it won't make any difference whatsoever. Which may also mean different dimension are going to put themselves into a pretty damn comfortable lead, up 3.2k at the 16, nearly 17-minute mark.
I've been hyping up the Lucian pick for Forgiven, and now it doesn't even matter. They can win fights without Forgiven, and now they will just run down mid, try to get an inhibitor 70 minutes into the game.
Very, very impressive from different dimension, able to turn that pressure provided by Destiny into an excellent tower pickup. Honestly, I have to feel like Instinct Esports don't know quite what they've gotten themselves in for.
The problem, in my opinion, about this game from Instinct Esports has been that they had a lead going on to Golden Pachaka, but they just weren't able to rotate around the map. We haven't really seen Stefan have any pressure on the map as well. He's been farming most of the time, and well, if you can't utilize your early game picks, if you can't get them to try and win the early game for you, well, then obviously you will lose a lot of the pressure, a lot of the momentum that you could build up. And
oh, wait a second. Oh, I thought we might see another engage coming out from different dimension. They've made great use of that explosive cast before, but it looks like this time around, just looking to buy a little bit of time in the mid lane. Both teams dancing around each other. Instinct Esports driven away for the time being.
Well, you have to keep in mind, Counterfeit, that with the Iceborne Gauntlet and the 2 Dawn's rings coming in from WarriorLady, he packs quite a lot of AP as of now, and that means that he can utilize his explosive casket to just wave clear. And whoa, I think Sakura might be in a little bit of trouble.
They're getting knocked up, getting challenging, smoten. The rest of different, 2 more members of different dimension are coming. 2 more coming from Instinct Esports as well. We've got the potential of a big fight. But I have to feel like at this point, both teams willing to not throw the dice at such a crucial point in the match.
It is a crucial point. The dragon is about to respawn 2 seconds. Baron is about to come up as well. The Ocean Drake is going to be the Drake that will spawn. It's not going to be a Drake that the 2 teams are that happy about. I mean, obviously, Mountain Drake was so much better, but still it's 3 stats and different dimension. They will be happy about getting that, but they have to still stop a lot of these tower takings coming in from Instant Esports, or at least respawn somewhere else, which they are doing as of now with 1 guy in the mid lane and the rest in the bottom lane.
Yeah, you make a great point. Chopstick up in that top side, trying to at least trade some map pressure for Instinct, with losing out that Ocean Drake for no real reply despite having vision of it. They did not want to try and mix things up. So far, Different Dimension have been doing so crazy in this team fight. It feels like Instinct haven't quite got the rhythm of how to deal with so much crowd control, so much disruption coming through.
So, Different Dimension, I like the way that they are playing the map as of now, placing vision in the bottom side of the jungle. They know that that is where they have to apply a lot of attention, because Instinct Esports, they are not strong enough to take down a Baron as of now. So that means that if they just keep themselves to the bottom side of the map, then they can push down that tower, they can apply pressure to the mid lane inhibitor, which is open as well, and they don't have to worry about the Baron being taken from Instinct Esports.
Well, Baron seems to be on Different Dimensions' mind right now, going across the wall, avoiding out that Rift Scuttler vision. I think Instinct Esports smell a rat, however, but we've got Ashpro there looking to try and buy time for the rest of the team. We've got a reaction coming in from Different Dimension. They're not going to try and sacrifice the mid lane, they're going to try and get everything. DD Warren accompanying gets Golden Pachaka. That's a double kill coming through for the top laner. We have got a massive root coming, but way too late to save Instinct Esports. The question now is, what do Different Dimension do next?
It would be very risky to go for the Baron at this point. Stefan is still open. I would recommend going for the inhibitor instead, because of Chopstick and Stefan and Sakura being the only ones alive. They cannot defend an inhibitor, but Different Dimension, they feel like they have the possibility to go for the Baron, so they will just start it up again. And now they have to watch out for Stefan, because they cannot allow Stefan to steal away that Baron, or it will be a free pass for Instinct Esports to get back into the game.
We've got DD Warren going across the wall, trying to deal with Sakura. Yes, Stefan is still in contention. Let's keep ourselves focused on that Baron for just a second. Stefan looking to burn it down, but it's still too high for an attempted steal. And I think Different Dimension have realised this is not the fight they want. Gonna back off instead. Don't want to give Instinct Esports any chance of managing to make up that 5k gold difference that Different Dimension have built so far.
Exactly, you don't want to give them that chance of getting back into the game, and if you had continued to go for that Baron, you would have given them such a big chance. But now, instead, you just stop the Baron taking and then you back off. I like that decision, but I would have preferred to see them go into the mid lane. As I said, I feel like the way that they just played that situation was a bit of a loss of momentum, because they could have gotten more out of it. They had the damage coming from Forgiven, he would have been able to carry them most likely through a fight coming up against Chopstick, Stefan and Sacre if it had occurred.
Perhaps a lost opportunity for a different dimension. I suppose, at least on balance, they didn't give away the Baron itself. But yeah, I think it's right that it felt like a much less risky proposition to go and take that open inhibitor. I have to think, if anything, perhaps different dimension not quite taking that open inhibitor into their account of in their plans, just because of how surprisingly well it's gone for them in the middle lane. You know, to push all the way through at this point of the game, it's just crazy. But Ashcrow wanted to run right into Stefan. Stefan jumping away, knowing that the rest of different dimension are only moments behind, and it looks to be like we're going to be seeing another dance taking it around the Baron. I don't know if, just like before, if different dimension want to be taking this under worse circumstances than they did the first time.
I would really like to see different dimension just send their top laner down to the bottom side instead. WarriorLady with the Iceman Gunner can start a split push down there. He has a teleport so he can respond if they go for the Baron. So instead, just send your people out onto the side and you don't have to go for the Baron. You are tunnel visioning a bit right now, and well, it can work out, but it's so risky with Stefan still being alive.
And Stefan looking to make a play. Here comes the teleport coming in. It looks like different dimension were merely baiting out this Baron, but they may have baited themselves. We've got the engage coming in. There we go. There's the team fight. Whoa. The different dimension have been all about all this time. Chopstick gets annihilated, and that was a Baron on a hook for Instinct Esports. They bought down on that, and they have been punished for it. Now different dimension turning back onto that Baron. They want it so bad they can taste it. Stefan is still there. Will we see a steal attempt, or is it too risky for Instinct to lose everything? Even if they get the Baron, no chance! And Stefan gets annihilated. Now only Sakura left on the field for Instinct Esports. This Baron surely going to be a free run for different dimensions to take away. Going to be finalized in just a second. Sakura wants no piece of this, and that's a huge pickup for different dimension.
You have to give credit over to different dimension for staying around the Baron for so long. They could have lost so much time, so much gold if they had stayed there for longer, but in the end, Instant Esports, they overcommit to stopping the Baron instead of just disengaging. They lose 3 members, the Baron, Stefan as well on top of it after the 3 members having fallen. After killing the first 3 members, and now that means the different dimension, they have complete and utter control over this game, and all they really have to do at this point is just run down mid lane, move down to the bottom lane, take that Mountain Drake, then take the tower and start to end the game.
Inhibitor is going to be wide open, as it has been for a while with different dimensions. You take it as a formality. Baron up minions, going to be there to provide a little bit of presence if they want to try and take further objectives, but it feels like it's almost the cleanup phase for different dimension right now. They've got access to the bottom lane tier 2, they've got access to the Mountain Drake you mentioned before, able to just build and build and build on their current advantage and try and snowball that into a game 1 victory.
And take a look at the gold score, 40,000 gold to 37,000 gold. This game is looking to be over for Instinct Esports very soon, with all this gold being funneled into the hands of Different Dimension. Different Dimension, they want to win this game. They want to win.
Here comes the charge. No, it's going to be a turn back. Ashcrow is the one going to be able to take out the entire bottom lane, going down for Instinct Esports. The turret is going to fall, and Different Dimensions stand triumphant in the ruins of Instinct Esports base. Triple kill picked up for Forgiven, trying to pad those stats before the end of the game. Nexus Tower, only Skirl left to, or Sakura, sorry, to be able to defend. But there's nothing they can do whatsoever. Nexus Tower number 2 falls. We have got your Southeast Europe Championship Game 1 winners in the form of Different Dimension.
This is how you snowball a game. Different Dimension just winning off of a lead in the bottom side. With them getting that lead in the bottom side, they were able to move into the mid lane to utilize the Rift Cell that was picked up by Destiny, and off of that they just snowballed. Instant Esports, they fell slowly apart because of the poor decision making, we'd have to say, coming in from Instinct Esports.